Hello there, I'm Andrew Laws, founder of SEO, and welcome to this edition of The Filter email. I've got a new heater here in the office, so I'm a lot warmer than I was last time. Right, let's crack on with the content, but before we do, I need to remind you that the links for all of this content aren't in the YouTube version, and they're not in the podcast version. They're only in the actual email. So to get the email for the filter, you need to go to yeseo.io/thefilter. Ready? Let's crack on. First news story this week. I chose a story about content ideation, which is just a daft way of saying thinking up things to write about. There's a talk I've given many times in business groups and networking groups called How to Conjure Up Ideas When the Well is Dry. And this is just a really good example of how to make that quite a methodical thing. Content is so important for all digital marketing, but sometimes it can be quite hard to squeeze that last drop of knowledge or enthusiasm out of yourself. So this is a good article that gives some really helpful tips for doing that. Not just squeezing it out, but actually kind of getting the good things. Next article I've put in partly for my own amusement, but partly because it's something that does come up quite often when I'm speaking to clients. You don't have to fix everything that Google tells you need to fix, especially with Search Console. There is an unending stream of messages from Search Console, and believe me, I know, I get 70 or 80 of them each time, saying, hey, there's new reasons for this. A classic one would be, there's new reasons that your website pages aren't indexed. And you go, oh no, and you go and have a look, and it's because you've set them to no index. That's fine. But this is another good example. This is Google themselves saying that 404s or broken links aren't always something that should be top priority for getting fixed. So enjoy that. Next up, we have just a little reminder that myself and James Kindred, founder of Fork, are doing an AMA, an Ask Me Anything session every Wednesday on LinkedIn at noon. There's a little button there in the email that you can ask us a question in advance if you like. Other than that, see you there. See you on LinkedIn. Finally, don't always put articles to things that we've written in the filter, but I've written an article about how SEO is continuing to become more and more important as a part of any company's marketing strategy. I've tried to write it with humour. You'll have to read it and let me know how well I succeeded. So, and finally we have a meme, which I'm just going to flash up on the screen for just a little while in the YouTube version of the filter, which you're now watching or listening to if it's on the podcast. But it's really a visual gag, so you'll need to see it in the email to know why it's in there. There you go. Thank you very much for watching, listening and reading. Remember, if you haven't already subscribed, go to yeseo.io/thefilter. And please pass this to anyone you think might find any of these articles interesting. If you have a question for us that you'd like me to include on the LinkedIn AMA, or just to write an article about, all you've got to do is hit reply to this email. That's it. You like that? Until the next time, bye-bye.